Welcome to Motivated Daily. Welcome to the Motivated Podcast, where we podcast about very important topics. I am Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for motivation, inspiration, and positivity. Welcome to it. And you know what we say over here on Marlene Motivates? Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I thank you so much for being here. Shout out to the chat and everybody who is in here. Hey, Swoop, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy new week. Happy Monday to you. I am doing amazingly good. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Today, everybody, we're talking about the season that we're in. And whether we realize it or not, we can be in a season of stagnation or we can be in a season of growth. And I want to talk to you all about being in this season of growth. And we have to actually be in that space to choose and make choices and want to grow. We have to want that. So let's start off first by talking about personal growth and development. You know, both of these things, they refer to the process of self improvement, and it involves the enhancement of different aspects of your life, such as how you view yourself and your effectiveness in your living. It also includes developing positive life skills and a realistic self esteem. And I want to stop there and start by saying that many times how we view ourselves, our level of self esteem is not good because we are expecting something unrealistic. It's no way that we could do or be anything other than ourselves. So whoever needs to hear this message, you are worthy, you are deserving, capable, and enough. You are enough. And many times we do not say those things to ourselves. And it is the reason why many times we do not experience personal growth. We'll stay stuck into the season of, you know, being stuck, feeling bad about ourselves or wanting a change, but not having enough courage to walk through that door of courage and to step into our faith and believe in our gifts and talents. Let's see. A Swoop says, I'm amazing as well. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hey, Miss Eunice, how are you doing? All is well with me. I'm glad all is well with you. Hey, Des. Welcome. How are you doing? I am doing amazing. I hope you are as well. Happy new week to you. Happy new week to everyone who is here. I hope my volume is good and you all can hear me well. If you have not already, please hit that like and subscribe. Share this video out for somebody needs to hear about this. Now, for many of us, we feel that we are doing good in our life, but it's important for us to experience growth. We can be doing good as an adult, but if you stay in the same space, if you're not growing in your knowledge, in your awareness, in your self-love, in your responsibility for yourself, then it means that we're going to have to put into some work into ourselves. Now, what are some of the steps for personal growth and development? There's five that I'm going to focus on today. And the first one is setting goals. Now, let me just say that setting a goal is not just putting something out there and just throwing it out into the air, speaking it into existence. And while those are good things, it's very important to speak positively about yourself and to say, I want to do this or that. It takes more than just saying. Setting a goal means setting that goal with a plan. And we were just talking about reasonable and attainable goals in the empowerment conference this past Saturday. If you missed any of it, the playlist is on the community tab. So it's very important if we want to experience this personal growth that we have to be willing to put in some work so that we can elevate. So, how do we do that? We have reasonable and attainable plan. You have to have a plan in order for you to meet with success in achieving those said goals. Now, how can we do these things? Well, we have to have either a written goals, we have to have a digital goals, maybe paper goals, and we also have to have people who are going to hold us accountable to be able to keep it. So let's do a quick recap of that. In setting goals, that means that they are reasonable and attainable for me, for you. Your goal has to be something that you know that you can achieve. And it doesn't have to be large and grand, big goals, but starting off by allowing yourself to actually have a plan, have some plans, and then finding a way of how am I going to crush each and every one of these goals and achieve them. And for me, I found that not overwhelming myself and saying, I want to have 20 goals and accomplish them all, that yes, I may have 20 goals, but reasonable and attainable. Having two or three goals and then starting them off one at a time. Starting it, having a list or a way to achieve these things by saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And if that doesn't work, I have a backup plan. I have accountability partners. When we do that, we are setting ourselves up to succeed. We set ourselves up to win when we have goals and we have a plan. See who else is in the chat. Oh, we have Boss Life Online in here. Hi, Boss Life Online. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. It's so important that we realize that, when I came up with this title, I said it's your season because many times I know for myself, I was so busy helping other people to have their wins, to have their goals, to have their achievements, supporting other people in their goals, but never allowing myself the permission to say, this is my season to win. This is my season to accomplish something and have some fun and work on myself and become better and be at peace. See, these are great goals to have. And like I said, reasonable and attainable ways to achieve it. And when you set those goals, then when you achieve it, allow yourself to celebrate those wins. Many of us don't allow ourselves to be in that season of, okay, we're always looking ahead to what we want to do, what we want to accomplish. But then when you actually accomplish them, Coach Sherry was talking about this. And she said that it's very important that after you accomplish a goal, no matter how small or no matter how large, you celebrate yourself, which is saying, I did it. I'm proud of myself. I did great. I worked hard and I achieved it. And the reason why it's so important for us to set those goals and to allow ourselves to celebrate them, it encourages us to make another goal and to win. So, to all of you motivators who are setting goals, who are trying to develop and do better, you're trying to grow in your personal development, allow yourself, when you actually accomplish something and you actually are winning, to celebrate yourself. Hey, Colton, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. If you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So, after setting your goals, learning some new skills. It's really important that we learn new skills, especially for your business, for your life. Sometimes the skills that we developed many years ago, they become outdated, or it becomes that that's not the easiest or the best route for us. Sometimes we allow ourselves to do things, and it can be so stressful when all you have to do is learn a new skill, learn a new way how to do something, so that you can have more peace, so that you can have more free time. And another thing that I know that I need to speak to somebody on is learning to delegate. Don't try to let everybody do everything for us. It's okay. Let your children take some of that load off you. Let your spouse or significant other take some of that load off you. And learning to ask for help is monumental in our personal growth, that we don't have to be the one to do everything for everyone. Learn to accept help and receive it. Point number three, in our personal growth and development, is practicing self care. Now, I'm very adamant about self care, because self care is way more than getting your nails done and getting your hair done and buying something nice, or for the gentleman, getting a haircut and a shave, having nice clothes on. It's more than that. Self care is your overall wellness. It's that check in on yourself, being accountable to yourself. How am I treating myself? Am I treating myself in a good manner? And many times we don't. We are doing too much, doing the most for others, but not doing the most for ourselves. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you're well. So we tend to give others so much care, but we do not give ourselves self-care. And that's why this point is practicing self-care. Practice. We have to take time out of our busy schedule, no matter what it is, for whatever self-care that you need, whether it's checking in on your mental health, checking in, making sure you're going to doctor's appointments and getting rest, taking a vacation and a break, turning off your phone. Sometimes self care means unplugging from everything so that you can plug in to yourself. Swoop says, that's a big problem I have, asking for and accepting help. And that's okay, Swoop. That's the first step in any change that we can make in our life, is allowing ourselves to say, I need some support. So I'm proud of you for saying that. Now it's time to go to the next step, after knowing that you need to find some ways. And for me, the only way that I can receive help is not getting help from my own relative, because I have this thing with me not wanting people to throw things in my face. I helped you. I did this for you. I don't like that. I'd rather get my help and my support from others. And that's why I always talk about having accountability partners that will check in on me, check in on my mental health. I have accountability partners that help me with um, my dieting. Like, what am I eating? Am I eating healthier? How much water did I consume? All of those things, because that's a part of my self-care, is how am I feeding my body so that it can feed my mind, so that it can feed my spirit, so that I will have the strength and the energy to do my best. So start with that, Swoop, and see if you can get into some online support groups. I'm a part of many of those as well. And if you guys would like me to, I can share some support groups online in another podcast. So, also when we are talking about this practicing self care, it means that we have to realize our own limits. And for many years, other people would say, "Oh, I could do that." You don't have to be so strong for everybody. It's okay to say no to other people. It's okay to not show up for everything for everyone. Part of my practicing self care is knowing my limits, knowing when I'm tired, and letting myself say no. You are tired. You need rest. Turn off your phone. Saying no is very important to your self care and development, because we can't develop and grow into something great and amazing if we are not putting any energy into ourself. We have to be our own friends, we have to be our own advocates, and we have to realize when, I have not been filling up my own cup. I have not been practicing the abundant mindset. And we have to just shift our time, the time that you're putting into other people, and then just tell people, I'm not available. And many people will be upset that you're not going to be available for them anymore, but you have to cut the toxic people off and the using people. I'm not available. And for me, when I was in that situation where I had people that I was living with and they were always affecting my mental health, I had to just learn, even if I wasn't doing anything, just going to the library or going in another place so that I don't have to be around them. And that's a part of your self-care, is realizing the people in our life that are affecting our mental health, that are causing us to feel bad about ourselves. We have to realize that for ourselves. Hey, Boss Life Online, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday, happy new week. And yes, everybody, feel free to drop emojis. It's great for my analytics, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Boss Life Online. I appreciate you. So, practicing that self care is so important because as sisters, brothers, aunts, cousins, moms, dads, uncles, friends, co workers, entrepreneurs, we have things that we need to do for ourselves, not just the things that we have to do for other people. Realizing that, I had to put my own oxygen mask on. I had to remind my own self that I deserve my own time. I deserve to get into my talents and my gifts. I have to learn to appreciate my own blessings. They're right there in front of us, but many times we don't reach out because we allow ourselves to be distracted by other people's problems, other people's issues. So, in getting into our own personal growth and development, we have to practice saying no. Say no and mean it. Did I say no and mean it? I mean that, everybody. Say no and mean it, and you don't have to convince anybody. You don't have to make everybody happy. For many of us, we make so many people happy, but you're miserable, you're upset, you're angry, and I can say, like, you're falling apart. Your health is in a bad state. Your mental health is not good. Your finances are not good. But whose job is that? Ours. If something is out of control in our life, that's the blessing of having a new day. Every day is a new opportunity that we are given. We're given the slate is wiped clean. No matter what you did yesterday and last week, all of that is gone. It's a new day, and you are the one that is in control of how you're going to let yourself handle your day. What will I choose to do with these 24 hours that I have received? Am I going to get into taking care of me, or am I going to do what I have been doing? Many people say that, oh yeah, I want to do it, but I can't because of my kids. I can't because of my spouse. I can't because of my job. I can't because of this. And then 30, 40, 50 years later, you're sitting down. Now your body has slowed down and you can't get up and do like you want to. And you're miserable. You're angry with the whole world and say, I wasted my life. That's a choice, everybody. I'm putting that in your mind and letting you think about it. Let it sink in. I am responsible for me. I'm responsible for how I use my time. I'm responsible for how I treat myself. I'm responsible for what I do for me so that I can do and be my best. Swoop says, I just let go of a friend of 30 years because they were um, always taking, I think you mean, and being negative. Yes, I know, Swoop. I understand that completely. There are certain people in our life and we can love them, but the thing about it is we can love them but they don't love us. It's a thing that it has to be a reciprocating thing. It has to be a give and a take. It can't always be a person taking. We also have to be in a position to receive. And that's why I want to say this is our season for personal growth. If you see that you're not growing, if you see that other people are always taking, now it's time to shift and give yourself that permission. One thing that I had to do for myself when I was in that season of being stuck, I had to, sit down in a quiet space and start writing down, some of the toxic behaviors that I have been exhibiting. That's a part of the accountability part, taking responsibility for ourselves. It's nobody else's job but ours if we don't like our life. We have to have enough courage to change it. And that's where most people fall off. Okay, the action part, taking responsibility and accountability. It's easier for me to point fingers and to blame other people because let's be honest, many times I could say I wanted to do something, but I was being lazy. I didn't actually want to do it. Or I would say, I want to lose weight, but then I'm still eating the same. I'm not, doing my exercise like I needed to. That's all me. That's not anybody else's responsibility. And we have to take accountability for ourselves. We're not kids. We're fully grown adults. And I hope that many of you motivators are in the space to where you're ready to receive the maturity that I love myself, I believe in myself. And because of that, I had to put this on, and it was a hard pill to swallow. Because of that, there are times where I don't want to do things, but I'm going to push myself to do it anyways. Because I love myself. Yes, sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to go to the gym, but then when I do, I start, thinking about things and getting ideas, and then I feel refreshed afterwards, and I get restful sleep after. When we take care of ourselves, I feel like everything aligns in our life. When you make one decision to choose yourself, something else happens so that you can get more gifts, more blessings, more energy to give back to others. Yes, Boss Life Online, say no and mean it. I think that's a huge thing, is learning to say no and to mean it. And we can say, oh yeah, I don't want to do, no. And then when somebody calls you and they say, oh, but please, just this time, and then you fall into that trap and you're right back into saying yes, and you really don't want to. So when you say no, motivators, no guilt and no explaining. When you say no to somebody and they ask why, because I said no, and I mean it, and stand firm on that ground. I say no, I mean it. You're not going to change my mind no matter how many times you ask me, no matter how much you pout or make a fool of yourself or embarrass yourself or cry or play mind games. It's not going to work. When I say no, it's no. And that's for all you parents, for all you siblings, for all you friends, all you spouses, and those in relationships. Don't let people force you into doing something and then you're mad. Why did I do it and I didn't want to do it? Then don't. See, we're not going to complain about things. If you don't want to do it, then just don't. Okay? We're fully grown and mature. Okay? Welcome in, Wellness. I really appreciate you being here. Eunice says, yes, peace be still. I make sure that I take time to quiet my mind and to take self inventory with relationships as well as goals. Yes, it's so true. Taking that time for self inventory is the time where you go through that checklist of, how's my mental health? How's my physical health? How's my financial health? How is my spiritual health? How is my overall well being? Am I in a space of peace? Do I possess joy? Am I allowing other people to rob me of my joy and my peace? And then the question is, why am I allowing it? Set boundaries and mean it, motivators. Remember, this is your season for personal growth and development by taking responsibility for ourselves. And responsibility is something that it makes you kind of feel uncomfortable. You don't want to be responsible, but at the same time, we know we need to. Okay? Yes, Eunice, no is a complete sentence. It definitely is. There's no because, or there's no and this and no. People want you to explain why you don't want to do something. Don't do that. Respect your own self. It's no because I said no, and it's no because it's no, no, no. All of those things. Yes, yes, no is a complete sentence. It is complete. And you don't have to go into any explaining why it is what it is. So let's get into the next point. We're in point 4 of the 5 steps of personal growth and development, and that is surrounding yourself with positive people. We can't grow into being at peace or have joy or take care of ourselves and do the things that we need to do and want to do when we are around people who are doing nothing, who are lazy, who make poor choices, and then always looking to you to bail them out because they know you make good choices. They know that you do good at taking care of your money, and they want to, leech off of you, leech off of your being responsible for their lack thereof responsibility. But it's not your job to bail out people. It's not your job to be Scott, the bank of whatever your name is. I always say this is the bank of Marlene is closed. Insert your name. The bank of is closed and it will not be opened ever again. Stop giving away your money. And especially today, um, today is the tax day. And I already know that there are some people who are going to say, oh, I promise I'm going to give me, let me hold. And they will say, hold. Let me hold $500 until I get my taxes back. Hmm. And they still haven't given you back the last money that they took from last tax season. Know your worth, everybody. Know your worth. You got to stand up for yourself and say no. For me, I have this thing that I don't give loans to friends and family. I don't. I don't give loans. But I have no problem if I want to give you a gift, if I see you're in a difficulty and I'm able to gift you whatever it is that I can afford to gift you, I will do that. But I no longer give loans to people because it makes too much problems. There always winds up being some drama when they can't pay it back, and then you have to be asking them for your money, and you're trying to get your money back, and your money is now in pieces. That you let them hold this whole amount of money, and now they're giving you 20 or $40 here and there, and you got to chase them for it. Ugh, that's too much. So for me, I it's me. I'm not saying for you, But for Marlene, I don't give out money. I don't loan money any longer to friends and family. I say the bank of Marlene is closed. Okay. And we have to realize and know our potential and our gifts. So, getting back to surrounding yourself with positive people, those positive people in our life can be mentors, can be our business associates, people who are doing good things in their life. They don't have to be on doing the same things we're doing, not in the same business, but there are people who are motivated and positive, that they're working hard, that they're hardworking people, good people, and they're trying their best. Not that their life is easy, but they're putting in the work to live their best life. And those are the people that you want to surround yourself by, not people who always make excuses or looking at other people from the sidelines with judgment or raising an eyebrow. We don't need those people in our life. You got to leave those people alone. uh, uh, Miss Eunice says, I'm not trying to be on Judge Mathis to get money back from taxes. Me either. Me either, Miss Eunice. And that's why I say it's me. I don't give loans to friends or family. I don't. But if I want a gift, I will give you a gift because I don't expect for you to give that back. But I no longer give out big amounts of money to people. I don't. I don't have the time. The next step in the personal growth and development, and the last one, is embracing change. Now, when we talk about that, now it's your season for personal growth and development and taking responsibility for ourselves, we have to embrace that change. And change is the one of the hardest things to do in this life. Embracing that things aren't going to be what they used to be, especially when people in our life, when the relationships change, when people start acting like they go to the left, like, and you're like out of nowhere, like acting completely brand new, like, I don't know, acting weird or strange, or relationships break up, or friendships, or people are just no longer in our lives because they're just no longer with us. When seasons in our life changes, we have to embrace the change. Don't be angry and upset that it's not the way that has been for the past 30 years. During those times where your life changes, this is a season for you to reinvent yourself. And I love that. That's a positive perspective. And I used to be in that space that when life was changing, I would complain about it. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. And why is this happening to me? Instead, I started looking at it that now is the season for me as a woman. Or if you're a man, now is the season as a man for me to mature, for me to do better, for me to learn more about myself and get on track with my reason, my purpose, my plan, my life, my mission, and allowing myself to be my best. So allow yourself to be your best. That's something that is very important, that we have to allow ourselves to say, be 100% transparent, everybody. Many times we are not being our best because we're not putting in the work, we're not making the good decisions, we're not surrounding ourselves by the best people, and then we just have to reset and forgive ourselves and say, I forgive you for not doing what you needed to do, but now it's a new day. Let's tackle this new day and start again. It's so important to forgive yourself for where you have made mistakes, or for when you allowed people to use you. You have to forgive yourself for that. Maybe you were vulnerable, gullible, or too trusting. And then you just say, okay, now it's time to move forward. Don't look back. Stay in your present. Stay in your present. People leave our lives for a reason. And maybe it's something that you needed to learn. So grow into that. Yes. Grow into this season of being your best. And I want to encourage every single person who is in the sound of my voice to listen to this message right now. Many of us never believed that we can do something great. We never believed that we were somebody, that we had worth or meaning or value, or we could accomplish certain things and have certain things. Anything that you want in your life, you can have it and you can do it. But it means that you're going to have to separate yourself from the people who are dragging you down because you're so busy helping them and supporting them, you're not putting the time into yourself to put on your own oxygen mask. It means you're going to have to walk away from certain people. You're going to have to block certain people. You're going to have to stop telling people your personal business. All of this is your season for personal growth, development, and responsibility. I am responsible for me. And if I want my life to change, I have to embrace that I didn't always do what I needed to do. I haven't always done the right for me. But now in this new season of knowing myself and loving myself, I have to say to myself, Marlene, I give you the permission to live your life out loud. I give you the permission to thrive. I give you the permission to focus on your dreams, to use your talents. And I want you to say the same thing to yourself. Say that in the chat. Say this if you are listening in the replay, in the comments. I give myself permission to be whoever that is that you want to be. Give yourself that permission, reinvent, encourage yourself. I can, no matter how many years that maybe you put your talents under a basket, or just reminding yourself, I am good at this, I can do it. And it means that you have to encourage your own self. Don't look for other people to encourage you and to tell you that you're doing amazing. Every day I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, girl, you are amazing, you are a phenomenal woman, you can do anything that you want to be. And I smile and I tell myself I love myself and I believe it now. There was times where I was telling myself that every day I was phenomenal and I was smart, and I didn't believe that. But one day I woke up and it was received and it resonated in my spirit, and my life changed on that day. The day you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. No matter how much roadblocks and what other people are doing, once you have enough confidence in yourself that you have allowed yourself to be who you are, even with your flaws, even with your personality, even with whatever issues that you have, I am enough. And I say that to all of you. You are enough. So I wanted to share this message with all of you and let you know this. It's your season for personal growth. You have to want to grow. You have to want to change. You have to want to be responsible and accountable for yourself. And everything in your life will shift. Everything. Everything. Okay. Now, I want to end with these 10 tips for personal development to achieve your goals. So, the first one is learn visit, tongue tie, learn visualization techniques. Point two, avoid negative thoughts. Meditate. Be resilient. Only compete against yourself. Set small challenges. Be persistent and celebrate victories. All of this, I hope that is something in this message that I said today that is going to help even one person to encourage themselves, to celebrate themselves, to say, it's time to get up. It's time for you to open your notebook or your tablet and awaken the dreams inside of yourself. Awaken yourself to your goals. Awaken yourself to say, I am resilient enough. I am courageous enough to move past all of the roadblocks, all of the things that people say, all of the projections that other people, many people, they're told that they can never do things. You can never be anybody. Nobody will ever want you. Nobody will ever like you. And they're all lies. They're all lies. Don't listen to them. Don't believe them because they hate themselves. Don't get trapped. Don't get put in that trap of thinking that you can't do things. You can and you will, but it means getting up and doing what you want to do. And every day, even sometimes multiple times of the day, I have to tell myself, be encouraged. Don't give up. Keep trying. And one thing that definitely has helped me is telling myself that when I get tired, to rest, but not give up. Rest, but don't give up. Many times when things aren't going the way we want it to go, we just throw in the towel and just say, it's not for me. I can't do it. I won't do it. Or when we can't do things like other people. Of course, you can't do things like other people. You have to do things like you can do it with your backstory, with your personality, with your love. Go out there and win in this season. Win in this season. This is your season to elevate, to encourage yourself, and to do something that you have never done. So, here is your homework for the week, motivators. There's one thing. I want you to just take one thing that you've been wanting to do and then accomplish it. One thing and then overcome it. Step out with courage, with strength, vitality. You can, you will, you are, you have worth, you are somebody. Celebrate that inside of yourself and go out there and thrive. Go out there and win. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's podcast. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Um, I'm going to put the invite link in. I don't know if anybody wants to chime in. They have something to add to this discussion. Absolutely hit that link. Let's see what has been said in. Thank you so much, everybody, for dropping the emojis. I really do appreciate it. Yes, Boss Life Online says be who you are. Yes, be who you are, and and not who other people want you to be. Many years, I that's what I was doing. I was being who my parents wanted me to be, my siblings wanted me to be, my job wanted me to be, but that wasn't me. And I had to give myself permission to be myself, to be unapologetically me, to face my own self in the mirror and to say, I'm not going to hide behind this mask anymore. I'm going to take off this mask and I'm going to give my personality. I'm going to show the world my smile, and I'm going to smile because not because I haven't been through anything, but I'm going to smile because I have. See, that's what other people don't understand. When you all see me smiling, that smile comes from the inside of me because it took me a long time to be able to get my smile back. It took me a long time to have enough courage to say I am somebody. It took me a long time to say I have worth. It took me a long time to say I can do great things, that I have the ability, that I can not only start things, but I can complete it. And I say that with power and strength. Let's not only start things, but let's accomplish them and finish it all the way to the end. Okay? All the way to the end. Absolutely. Yes, misery loves company. Yes. So I put the link there in the chat for anybody who wants to come up. And if not, I am going to end today's podcast. I will give it 2 minutes, and then I'm going to bring it to an end. Oh, Puzzle Pieces is here. Hi, Miss Nexie. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Boss Life Online says long time equals practice equals amen equals I did it. Yeah, many times we have been doing something for such a long time, right? And having bad practices, bad thinking. And it's not something overnight that we can shift and change ourselves from thinking negative, from being negative, from, living a life that's lackluster, okay? But we can. We can change things. You can if you want to. So I encourage all of you motivators, if you have got discouraged, if you've hit a brick wall, if people have been talking bad about you or stabbed you in the back or thrown you under the bus or left you when you needed them most, this is your time for you to say, I didn't need you anyways. Remember, you have yourself. Remember, you have yourself. That's what we forget sometimes. We are so dependent on our children, our relative, your spouse, your significant other, your friends. But remember, you have you. There is nobody that can know and love and be a friend to you like you can be to yourself. There is nobody. And when I remember one day, I was like, I woke up to that realization. I was so sad because people had abandoned me or hurt me or not supported me when I needed them the most. But I had to remember, I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot. I forgot to love me. I forgot to forgive me. I forgot to, get into my own focus and have my own life. I forgot. And many times as women, I can't speak on how it is to be a man because I'm not a man, but as a woman, we're so busy supporting so many people that we forget to support ourselves. So busy filling up everybody else's cup, and everybody is calling you and you're being pulled in every direction. I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you. Yeah. And then I had to say, but when am I going to need myself? When am I going to get my own time? And I say, this is the season. Okay. It's your season for personal growth. See, that's what I'm saying. You have to make that as your personal choice. You have to make a personal choice to know yourself and to love yourself and to spend time alone with yourself. It's the times where, you go for a walk and you just sit in quiet and you think about yourself. And it's the time I reflect and I encourage myself and I say to myself, um, look at the beautiful space you are in now. Look at the peace that you have. Look at how you treat yourself. Look at the friendships that you have now. Look at you doing things and completing it. Look at you encouraging and motivating other people. That's the time where I am so proud of myself. And yes, Swoop, we should be our own biggest fans. You should be your own best friend. You should be your own, cheerleader. Don't wait for other people to give you the accolades and to clap for you. Clap for yourself. When I do something and it's a good something good that it was hard for me, I'm like, I say, I high five my own self and say, I'm so proud of you. You walked through that with courage and strength and you completed it. Job well done. And we have to say that to ourselves as motivated people, that when we go through trials, when we go through situations, when we didn't think we could do it and we do, we need to celebrate ourselves and say, I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing. Never stop celebrating yourself. Never stop encouraging yourself and saying that positive self talk. Um, even the things that I am worthy, I am deserving, I have potential, I can keep going. And for me, that was something really big that I was saying I was worthy and all of those things, but I had in my mind already checked out and told myself that I can't do things, that it was too hard, or maybe it worked for other people, but it's not working for me. And I always say that it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And sometimes we have to be in that state of preparing our mind, preparing our heart, that when it comes, we're ready. And I always hear people say, get ready. No, don't get ready, be ready. Get your mind ready. So when whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest, comes to fruition, when it's right there, when it is happening to you, you're living it, you're living the life, you're living the dream, that you're not saying, okay, what do I do next? See, you've been preparing and you've been planning for this. See, I'm telling you that when Marlene gets her boom, I know that it's just a matter of time before I get my boom, because I'm putting in the hard work. I'm being accountable. I'm being consistent. I don't throw people under the bus, that I elevate people when I can elevate. And when a person is not my cup of tea, then I just move on quietly. That's how I know that I am in a space of personal growth, because before, when somebody would do something to me, I want to rah, 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 and go back and forth with them and argue. No, I don't have to do that anymore. Because if we don't get along, or they're not my cup of tea, or we've had a disagreement and it's just not working, I'm mature enough to say, this isn't working. There's nothing, you know, there's no hard feelings, but I love myself too much to waste my time. I love myself too much to to uh to embarrass my ancestors. Now I'm going to do that as a separate podcast on another day, but I'm very deep into you know appreciating what my ancestors have done for me. Um, but that's for another day. Yes, be ready so you don't have to get ready. Yeah. So great great podcast, everybody. I hope there was something in here that touched a nerve, that started a fire, that encouraged you, that you wrote down something, that yeah, I want to do this, or I want to do that. I want to wake up the fire inside of you. I want you to heal and bandage up those wounds, so that you can move forward with strength, with resiliency, and to know that you are somebody. If nobody has ever told you that, hey, S. Oliver, how are you doing? Welcome in. If nobody has ever told you in your life that you have value, I'm here to tell you you have value. If you never had anybody to tell you that you are appreciated, I'm here to tell you you are appreciated. If nobody has ever told you that you are complete on your own, you are complete on your own. You are not defined by whether you are in a romantic relationship. You are not defined by how much children you have. You are not defined by how much money you have in the bank. You're not defined by the people in your life. You are defined by who you are. Just because you exist, just because you exist, you have value and you have meaning. This is your season for personal growth. It's your season to make changes. It's your season to develop into being your best. It's nothing wrong with taking some time for you, to do you and to be you, but allow yourself to have that. I don't see anybody in the background. So I'm going to bring this to an end, and I'm going to wrap this up. On tomorrow, we're going to do a member only live stream. So all of you members, come on in to that live stream on tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about some collaborations that we're going to do, some of them member only, some in the public, and talking about some things. So let's get motivated and inspired, members. I appreciate every single one of you. Work on your self care, your personal growth, your personal development. Remember, it's your responsibility to love yourself. Go for it. and be your best self. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and you've tuned into the Motivated Podcast. I appreciate every single one of you. If you have not hit the like, please hit the like, subscribe, and share this out with a friend. I will see you members on tomorrow, and in the public, I will see you public motivators on Wednesday. Keep your head up and elevate and be your best. Be your best. Hey, Shay, just about to bring this one to a close, but I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.